Your dancing is an enchantment. You have the essence of grace, señorita.
Senora.
Ah, 1,000 pardons. The Senor Kenyon, he's a very distinguished gentleman. Is he your father?
Jim, dear, why aren't you dancing?
I'm waiting for a two-step.
Oh, don't be such a gray flannel suit. Come on.
All right. Oh, Emma, look, do I really have to do this?
No, you're excused. Why don't you come to our dancing classes with Eva?
On Tuesdays, I let her have the franchise for the whole family. Tell me, who is that gay caballero she's been dancing with all evening?
Oh, you mean Senor Valdez?
Yes.
You met him?
Yes, but what is he, a sort of professional dancing partner?
Oh, no. He's a terribly important somebody with Pan-American something or other. He has an enormous suite at the Park Ridge Hotel. Gives those divine little parties. What's the matter? You jealous?
Me? No.
Oh, doesn't he tango divinely? They simply have it built in, these Latins.
Yes.
Suppose we sneak over and see what's cooking. Magnifico, magnifico, you two.
Dancing with a señorita, pardon, señora, puts wings on the feet.
Wings.
I return it to you, señor, with gratitude and reluctance.
Such a wonderful dance, the tango. So kind of public, yet secret at the same time. Oh, I do wish you'd learn it, Jim.
I prefer to keep my dancing entirely secret. Would you like a drink, dear?
I'd love a daiquiri.
Allow me.
No, please. I insist. I need the exercise.
What do you have, sir?
A daiquiri for my wife.
And the gentleman?
A nice pre-Columbian Mickey.
Are you sure you won't stay, Jim? Just a little longer? I'm serving some tortillas.
Now, just mail me mine, Emma. I have some important sleeping to do.
Well, don't make a vice of it. You're married to a very vigorous young woman. Ah, it's lovely out. It could be spring.
It usually is in April.
My heavens, is it April already? And I haven't even returned my Christmas present. Well, goodbye, you two.
Bye, Emma. Lovely time.
Sorry you have to rush off. Bye, your bear.
Goodbye, Emma.
I don't know why you had to make such a point of leaving. I was having such fun.
And I wasn't. Besides, I have an office that opens for business at 9 in the morning, remember?
Whee!
I must say, you're doing all right on a couple of drinks. You and that faded fireball from below the border.
He happens to be practically an ambassador from South America.
Looks like an ambassador from a Brazilian barbershop to me. Well, he does.
Paid you a very nice compliment. He said you were very distinguished looking. He wanted to know if you were my father.
Very funny, moth-eaten Don Juan. Hey, look, you're not going to pass out on a daiquiri and a half, are you?
Oh, smell the lilacs, Jim. How heavenly. Oh, Jim, fill my arms with lilacs.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Eva, there won't be any lilacs for another month. All you're smelling is my shaving lotion. Now, come on, get in the car.
Oh, Jim, look.
What?
Oh, they're gone now. It was a pair of robins. They did a little dance and then disappeared.
Tango, no doubt.
Pizzicato. Broop. They were like a tiny pair of ballet dancers performing the rites of spring.
Oh, you'll be waist deep in the soliloquy from Hamlet in another minute.
What's the matter, dear? Has spring got you? You seem very grumpy.
I'm not grumpy. I just want to get to bed. Is that being grumpy?
I think I ought to tell you what Emma said to me. She said, Eva, Jim had better be careful. He's acting positively elderly. Has he ever considered taking injections?
Look, it wouldn't be a bad idea for Emma to start acting her age for a change. You, too, for that matter, getting kittenish on a thimbleful of rum and then hanging on that dime store Romeo's neck all evening.
Wasn't hanging on his neck.
All right, then he was hanging on your neck.
Senor Valdez is a perfect gentleman. He has exquisite manners, dances divinely. Doesn't think I was being kittenish. Thought I was enchanting, the essence of grace.
Yeah, I'll bet. I bet you could get yourself invited up to the Park Ridge Hotel one day to listen to his tango records. One of those divine little parties that he gives.
Oh, Jim, you're horrid. I ought to give you something to really be jealous about sometime.
I'm not being jealous. It's just that you have a positive genius for latching on to the biggest available phony in any given direction, like a homing pigeon.
Good lesson. That's what you need, Jim Kenyon, once and for all. You're such a baby, Jim, really.
That's the non sequitur of the week.
I do smell lilacs. Hello, you old grouch. So nice of you to smell like lilacs, dear.
Why, Mr. Kenyon, how nice to see you. Been away?
No, I've been here all the time. Do you have any lilacs?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not, Mr. Kenyon.
Can you get me some?
I'm afraid it's too early, Mr. Kenyon.
Well, I'll have some spring flowers, some stock and gladioli.
Stock and gladioli, how many?
Oh, I want an armful. I want to take them with me.
Now, I'll have them boxed and bunched and up in your office within an hour.
Oh, wait a minute. I got an idea. I'd like you to send these to my wife. And will you do me a favor?
Certainly.
Write the card for me.
Oh, indeed.
Senora Hermosa, your memory lingers like a perfume. I send you these flowers who should send you to them to teach them how to bloom. Believe me, beautiful Senora, your eternally ardent admirer.
Well, charming.
Hello, dear.
Hello, darling.
Well,
Have a good day?
yes, thanks. What kind of a day did you have?
Oh, the usual. I must say, the place is a veritable bower.
Yes, isn't it? Dinner's ready whenever you are.
Well, let's have a drink first, shall we? What shall we have? Let's have a sidecar.
Sidecar?
Yes. Don't you remember when we were courting? Sidecars were just the thing. In those days, all the really smart people had sidecars.
All the really smart people had milk.
Well, I must say, those glads, they really are magnificent.
Yes, they are beautiful, aren't they?
Well, here's to bigger, better, and broader gladioli.
It's sour.
Yes, it is, rather. I tell you what, let's drive out somewhere for dinner.
You mean just drop everything? Oh, Belinda will be furious.
Don't worry about Belinda. I'll woo her back tomorrow. Come on, I feel festive. Don't worry about me, darling. It's a sort of seasonal molt. Champagne, the friend of lovers. Remember on our honeymoon, on that ship, we never drank anything else. I remember that little black hat you used to have, too. Like a fairy mushroom. I never forgotten it.
Oh, do you remember, Jim? How sweet.
You sleepy, darling?
Oh, isn't it silly? I probably got overtired at Emma's last night.
Check, please. Centavo for your thoughts.
Oh, isn't that funny? I was just thinking, what does Senora Hermosa mean?
Beautiful lady, lovely lady.
Oh.
That all? Just oh?
Mm-hmm. Just oh.
Well, I must say, they've held up pretty well.
Yes, haven't they?
The stock and gladioli have always been your favorites.
Hmm?
Look here, what's the matter with you? You've been acting kind of back next week all evening. I said that stock and gladioli are your favorite flowers.
Yes, they are. Wasn't it sweet of Emma Blackburn to send them? Well, I'm going upstairs to bed down, dear. Don't forget to turn out the lights before you come up.
Oh, we had a grand time, Emma. Really, we did. Yes, yes, we must. Emma, did you by any chance send us a whole armful of stocks and gladioli yesterday? No, it was no occasion. I just thought perhaps you would run amok with the garden shears. No, I'm sorry to... Yes, well... Yes, you must... We must do that. Goodbye, Emma.
I'm absolutely certain of it, Mr. Kenyon. I saw to it myself.
Are you quite sure that you enclosed the card that I dictated?
I can even quote it. It was that distinctive.
Oh, will you help me out again? I want to send some more.
We're having quite a little conspiracy, aren't we?
Since that enchanted moment when we first danced together, so public and yet so secret, I have been sitting alone in my barren suite, thinking of nothing but you. In my country, you would be a princess. Here, you are merely a goddess. I send you these camellias. Eva? Eva? Eva!
There's no use yelling, Mr. Kenyon. Mrs. Kenyon is out.
Well, where is she?
She didn't say. Beauty parlor, maybe. Are you two going out again to dinner tonight? I'd like to know sometime before I put the match to the brandy.
I'm sorry, Belinda. That was a sort of special occasion.
I had orange duck and wild rice.
Oh, we had very dry chicken and cork champagne.
Serves you right.
Belinda? Belinda!
My goodness, Mr. Kenyon, what is it?
Didn't she say what time she'd be back?
Just that she'd be back in time for dinner.
What time's dinner, for heaven's sake? 10 o'clock?
I'm sure I wouldn't... That must be Mrs. Kenyon now. My goodness, tearing up the topsoil.
Oh, hello, darling. I'm sorry to be late. You've been home long?
Oh, just a few hours. Where were you?
At the hairdresser's, and you kept me simply eons under the dryer.
Eva, what's happened to you?
Oh, this? Oh, I'm trying a new hairstyle.
You mean you let them do that to you on purpose?
Well, it's just been set. It'll look differently when I comb it out.
Why didn't you get yourself a transformation while you were about it?
A what?
A transformation, a wig!
Are you all right, Jim?
Of course I'm not all right. Take a look at yourself. You look like an explosion on a turkey ranch.
If it doesn't look all right in the morning, I'll change it back. It'll only take a few months.
A few months, fine.
Now, don't be upset, Jim. Remember, for better or worse, if you like, I'll frizz yours up to match later.
Thank you very much. Who sent the camellias?
Oh, aren't they exquisite? I saw them at Trepple's in town and just couldn't resist them. You know how mad I am about camellias. Do you remember that time at Sans Souci when you had the maid come in and strew our bed with great thick white ones?
Yes, I remember. Do you remember?
What do you mean?
We made some promises to each other that night, like never telling lies to one another.
Oh, but darling, we were so young then. Nobody expects married people to keep all those wild promises. Like, never take each other for granted, never be jealous. Not after 6 years. I'll tell Belinda to see about dinner. Do you want to fix us a drink?
Trepples.
Did you mean for me to put that down, Mr. Kenyon?
What did you say?
You said, ha.
I said no such thing. Get me my home. What are you staring at?
Well, I don't mean to be personal, Mr. Kenyon, but did you mean not to wear a tie today?
Did I come out like that this morning? Don't just sit there. Go downstairs and buy me a tie. Hello, Belinda. Let me speak to Mrs. Kenyon. But where is she? Don't you ever know where she is? What happens if the house catches fire? Suppose I slip a disc or burst an appendix or something, then where would we be? And incidentally, where were your brains this morning, letting me leave the house without a tie? Tie. T-I... Oh, never mind. Do you have a Senor Valdez registered?
Yes, sir. Suite 809. We have orders not to disturb before noon.
I wonder if I might write a note.
Yes, sir. Help yourself.
Thank you. Senora Hermosa, I am jealous of these blooms, which in an hour will know your touch. For 3 days, I have been consumed with a respectful passion. Beautiful Senora. Dare I hope that this passion is requited?
And what shall we send with this, Mr. Kenyon?
Roses, yellow roses with long stems about 1 yard long.
I can get you some, but I'm afraid they're going to be very expensive at this time of year.
No matter. Send 3 dozen, deliver them this afternoon, and don't forget to enclose the note.
It shall be done bunched and boxed. Same address?
For now, yes. $36 for the roses. He's hidden them somewhere. I'll dig him up if necessary. Under her nose.
Is that you, Jim?
Yes.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm just looking around. I thought I heard a noise.
You seem awfully restless tonight, dear. Shall I fix you some warm milk?
No, I don't want any warm milk.
Well, is anything wrong? I noticed you prowling about the house earlier this evening. Belinda said she found you rummaging in her closet when she went upstairs. She was quite put out.
That's too bad. Everything's always disappearing in this house.
What's disappeared?
Well, my cummerbund is gone now.
Your cummerbund?
My cummerbund.
Well, surely you don't intend to wear a dinner jacket for breakfast.
I might easily wear cycling bloomers and a straw hat. I want my cummerbund.
Well, you're not going to get it by shouting.
Well, now, if these don't do it for us, Mr. Kenyon...
Well, they'll do fine.
Mr. Kenyon, may I say that I've never seen a floral campaign waged with such classic intensity, worthy of the old boulevardiers. And when I think it's your own wife who says we Americans aren't romantic...
Senora Hermosa, you are as a rose among thorns, a mushroom among the toadstools. Is it conceivable that you will take luncheon with me tomorrow? I shall look for you in the piazza of my hotel at 1 o'clock, by the potted palms. Should you wear these, I shall know that I have not dared in vain. I shall count the moments like drops of blood. What are you reading? What are you reading?
Oh, this. The poems of Rupert Brooke. Why, they're so lovely. Do you know them?
I gave her that book 10 days after we met.
Oh, did you? My, that takes me back.
I even wrote something on the flyleaf.
Why, so you did. Oh, and it's charming, Jim, and in Brooke's own style. I'd forgotten how cleverly you did that sort of thing.
Forgotten.
Do you remember this? I think if you had loved me when I wanted, if I'd looked up one day and seen your eyes.
There's nothing sacred.
Oh, and this one. Breathless, we flung us on the windy hill.
What do you say we fling us into a nice windy movie?
Oh, I don't think so, dear. It's rather late, and I do have a heavy day tomorrow. But you go if you like.
Eva? Eva!
What is it, dear?
What's this? New thoughts for food? Orchid souffle?
I couldn't resist them. They're so decorative.
Then why are you keeping them in the refrigerator?
Keeps them crisp.
Crisp for what? They're not cucumbers.
Well, I'm going to a luncheon tomorrow. I thought I might wear them.
What kind of a luncheon?
Oh, you know, the kind ladies go in for.
What kind of ladies?
What do you mean, dear?
It must be something pretty special to call for orchids.
Well, I'm not even sure I'll wear them. I'll see how I feel about it tomorrow. Well, I'm going up to bed. I have some important sleeping to do.
Well, here it is. Your wife is ready to betray you with another man. Look at her. How innocent she looks. With a new hairdo and a new hat purchased for the occasion. Wait a minute. That's not a new hat. That's the fairy mushroom. That's the hat she wore on our honeymoon. Oh, she doesn't look a day older. Old Kenyon, why did you do this? Because it's spring and a pair of robins dancing set her heart dancing too? Reaching out for a little romance, a little reassurance that you've been too busy to give her? What a miserable, twisted thing to do. You've got to put it right this instant. You've got to take her in your arms, beg her forgiveness.
Ah, Senora Kenyon.
Senor Valdez.
How delightful. And how delightful you look. Ah, you shame those beautiful orchids. Now you must complete the miracle and lunch with me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Senor. I have another engagement.
Oh, no.
Ah, yes. And with a very charming gentleman. The most romantic man I know. He's waiting for me right now. Behind that potted palm. Over here, darling. You remember my husband, Senor Valdez? He always ambushes me like this. His forebears were Indians.
Oh, charming.
Am I late?
About 5 years.
You have a luncheon engagement from 5 years ago?
Yes, we always arrange it like that.
Oh, of course. Well, I leave you together now.
Darling, what can I say?
It was almost too cruel. But I had to teach you a lesson once and for all. Never again, Jim, jealous?
Never again, I promise.
You know, I ought to send Senor Valdez a note of thanks.
Don't worry, I'm going to send him a sprig of poison ivy.
Now, Jim, he's rather cute, really. I'll tell you something if you promise not to get mad. He did send me some flowers from his hotel with a very bold note. 3 dozen magnificent long-stemmed roses. And I threw them away.